What's up, beautiful people? In today's episode, we are going to create our first web post in HTML. Is it will be an interest exercise because we are going to learn about a lot different HTML tags. Maybe this course is a bit different than others because other HTML course that I think are very good HTML course teach people each HTML tag in deep, and I think is I think that course are useful. But in my case, because a lot of people has been doing the same thing all this time, so I prefer give you an specific exercise using different tags and learn about that tags and use them in other situations. In this case, we are going to create a blog post about any random topic. To be honest, I generate this HTML page using ChatGPT because the idea is explain what is the purpose of each HTML tag, and let's dive into and reason like why I'm using this tag, what is the purpose, how can I use this tag in other contexts, and more. So let's dive into the HTML code. But before, I want to share with you the uh, the result of the page. In this case, we are going to create something like that, and maybe when you see this web page, well, if you are a young guy like me, you are not familiarized with this particular web page because it's ugly, that doesn't have a good looking, but this type of web page were the first web page in the internet era. And if you don't believe in me, don't worry. We are going to share with you guys this interesting website that follows that has the follow HTTPS, that, as you can see, info.cern.ac. This page was the first web page around the world and was developed by Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee was the father with their team of HTTP and the modern internet. And as you can see, this page is ugly, but was the first page around the world. And looks like my exercise page because that's the purpose. CSS, good looking functionality at the beginning was not important. The important was give us a standard media or a standard way to share information around the world using internet and give to the people the hypermedia information. In maybe hypermedia sounds pretty busy word, but hypermedia is just like hyperlinks. Hyperlinks is just like that. If I click on hypermedia, they send me to another page that is hosted in the same server, who explain me what is hypertext. And as you can see, hypertext is text which contains links or text that allows people to travel around the internet like modern web browser. If I don't know, if we open Google Chrome, Google Chrome use well, Google Chrome works as a global index that allows people to reach specific pages using hyperlinks. For example, if I don't know why I'm using doc example, but if you look for doc, you are seeing, well, a lot of information. But if you scroll down, you are going to see hyperlinks. Hyperlinks are each individual web page that share information about our search criteria or the we or search params. In this case, just duck. And these links connect us with other resource, and that resource also use hyperlinks to connect us to other places. For example, I don't know, this page, this random page. I don't know what is this works or what is about. It's like a dictionary, but if you click on another site like I don't know grammar, it will send you to another page and continue to using content, or in this case, if you are reading about this description, this concept, you can say something like great golf, and if you click on the hyperlink, it sends you to another page, and that was the main purpose of HTTP and HTML web modern. So I don't know, to be honest, this page is so important because reflect to the beginners that create web page is so easy. It doesn't matter if you can create, I don't know, WhatsApp web or Facebook or YouTube. That doesn't matter because you are starting to create HTML code. And look, this was the first, and actually is the first web page create, and is not Facebook, is not YouTube, and that's magic, to be honest. So let's back to the exercise. Okay, let's back to the blog post, and as you can see, you can use internet to share information, to share with others your knowledge, your experience, like I don't know, like other social media pages. In this case, you can use your own resource and your own interface, because you can approach CSS or JavaScript to give superpowers to your to your web apps. In this case, it's just plain information that is useful at all. So, well, we are going to create something like this, and maybe default styles help us to maybe split that information, give or remark something like hyperlinks in this, but in this case are not relevant. Is we are using semantic tags to provide relevance to specific information. So let's get into the web page, and as you can see, we have the following code. Well, this is not different that the last episode. We are just change the title tag and put a title referring to the new, like in this case, breaking news. Local hero saves cat from tree, for example. The ChatGPT has a lot of creativity, and in this case, this part is the important part. Let me to collapse this section to organize the information, and well, let's explain each part. So in the body tag, where is the, well, you already know that body part we used to put the all relevant information. In this case, we have the main tag and the footer tag. Why we use these two tags? First of all, main is a children tag of body that allows to provide all the main content of the web page. Main content includes headings, the content itself, image, videos. I remove something that maybe I can share with you guys, but I don't want to focus in this lesson, and is the header that provides index to travel to another pages that actually doesn't exist, but it's just a concept idea, it's just an example. So in this case, we use these three following tags. Once you create body, is normal use this semantic rule that allows you create a header, a main, and a footer. Header provides maybe an index that allows you to travel to another web page relate with the main domain. For example, if you are on YouTube, the header could be the YouTube bar, your icon channel. Let's see some example because HTML is just the literal representation of any web page. For example, in this one, the let me see, let me use inspect. The header is this. As you can see, we use the header tag. If we collapse, well, these guys, well, doesn't use correctly the semantic. It doesn't matter. Is there are only rules that maybe people can follow or not. In this case, follow the header rule. But and if you go to or you scroll down and you see this footer, maybe they are using the footer tag. I hope so. So let's change this dock side and select this part. And yeah, as you can see, they are using the footer tag to literally provide the footer content, like I don't know, the image, the company's name, I don't know, the legal information, copyright, social media, etc. That's the purpose to use footer. And footer and header. In this case, main contains all the rest information about this web page. So in here, you see the H1, that is the hidden one, that is unique per page, and you see a navbar and give us different links. We are not going, we are don't dive into this in this lesson, but just take the example. We are going to dive into the main section, and let's collapse these tags and see what have just right there. We have article and we have aside. The semantic importation, the semantic importance is about article is keep to people when you are going to talk about a specific topic and compact in one side. For example, if you have different articles, like I don't know, if you have a new about England and you have another post about football, each section is known as article because contains different and non-related information. In other hand, aside is used to other type and non-relate about the main article used right there. For example, aside is like, okay, if you enjoy, I don't know, reading a sports news, I'm going to recommend another sports news that the content is not the same with the new are you reading right now, but a relate recommendation that I am going to give you aside, like extra information that help people to redirect or continue using content or eating content. Eating content is so bad, but in Spanish we used to say something like eating. So give me a second. Okay, information consumption, something like that. So aside is like, okay, take this extra information if you are interested of, and reading, like relate articles, as you can see. I want you to notice, guys, that in this case we are using hidden for because the importance are going to lower because we already use a hidden one in the header, so we can repeat. Or if you are go down levels, you can use, for example, if I already use a heading 1, I can use a heading 1 again, but I can use heading 2, 3, 4 multiple times, but I don't recommend use them in different levels. For example, if I use, in this case, in article, you see I'm using heading 2, so it's wrong, semantically wrong, use h2 just behind or at the same level with a heading 3. For example, I don't know what I am doing this, but this is wrong because we don't respect or we are not following the semantic relevance. So please avoid using avoid doing something like this. So the section, okay, we are going editing section. Give me a sec because we already see. Okay, this is article and aside. Well, you guys already know how aside works. Here we are using lists, but I'm not explaining list yet, so don't worry. We are going to cover lists in next episode. So let's open article, and once we open an article tags, that means we are going to how can I say this? We are going to read information, or we are going to get information that is 100 related with others inside of it. If you see in the MDN, that Mozilla Developer Network reference, the article element represents a complete or self-contained composition in a document, page, or application, etc. that is independently distributable or usable. In other words, it's like, okay, if we are going to talk about docs, in this section we are going to talk about that docs. So doesn't matter. And there are is something interesting because we are using again header section. Well, section we don't use again a section yet, but we are going again. Well, we are using again header or header. Header is better, and footer. Why we are using again these tags? Well, these tags are not global, or are not should, or well, these tags must not to be at the top level because accomplish or do the same role depending on the context. For example, this is the main header that give us people information about, links and all related with the web page. And in this particular case, we are using header to contain information at the top of the article, like, I don't know, the article title, maybe an extra text to give context, the too long don't read, something like that. It's just the beginning of the article, like, okay, read this, because just right there it will be the, for example, articles heading. So let's open header, and as you can see, we are using a heading 2 to specify the header to title, in this case local hero save cat from 3, and using extra information maybe about the publish date. In this case, where we are using the paragraph tag, and inside of it we are using the time tag that allow you guys to give maybe meta information about the time, because this information is not visible. If you open the page again, you don't see the time in this format. You see this time, August 12, 2024, and that's all. But this contains semantic information that it will be used for other tools to see, oh, this web page use good semantic rules. We are going to recommend to others, for example, the Google web crawler. So this is nice to give correct information and, I don't know, complement correctly your web post. So, and in other hand, by in this case, Jane Doe and this maybe is self-containing a link. Maybe if we want to redirect to the author's webpage or redirect to the author's column to watch other posts about the actor, about the author. Okay, that's right. But yeah, that's all. So that the header contains the most important information about the article, as we use header in the top level to contain the most important information about the whole page. So let's collapse this and let's see section. Section allows to split the information into paragraph, but in a semantic way it allows you guys to split information that, for example, in this section, if we are going to talk about dogs, we are going to cover in this part an idea. So section allows you guys to split ideas into in different tags. To maybe in this section we are going to talk about a topic about dogs. In the other section we are going to talk about B topics about that dogs and more. So in this section we are going to talk about the incident. So in this particular part we are going to talk about the example, what's happened. In this case, the incident. Okay, because the news are talking about someone who saves a cat from a tree. So we are going to divide each section and explain different parts of the news. In this case, for example, give context about the incident, and other that about community reaction. And maybe we can implement another section about the guy's interview, another section about, I don't know, I don't have enough creativity to continue with this post, but you understand that section allows to encapsulate or just contain a specific idea and explain about that idea. And it's important to give a correspondent or the ideal heading. In this case, we already use a heading 2, and heading 2 has more relevancy than the heading 3, because in this case we are talking about the section heading, and in this case we are talking about the article heading. So the article heading is more important than the section heading. That's why we are using heading 3, and the heading 3 has their own paragraph and go on. In the other section we are talking about, for example, the community reaction, and we are just right there we are using the block quote. The block quote is a HTML tag that allows you guys to quote other sources. For example, if you interview someone, you can put the literal ideas or the literal script about that people said, and say, okay, this guy say this. So in this case, we are using block quote to say someone that said, I'm just happy that the cat is safe, said Smith, because he's talking about that Smith said. And other guy said, okay, the same guy said, anyone in my position would have done the same. Okay, as I can see, is talking the cat saver, so that's nice. It's a block quote. Is something that someone said. And the last one is footer. Footer. Okay, Führer. I don't know. So I don't know why I'm saying Führer. I don't know. It's footer. And footer maybe contain the not extra information. It's just content additional information about the post. For example, the company has support the reporter. In this case, I don't know, local news. We can just right there can see, I don't know, Fox News, BBC, etc. And using, for example, tags. If you have a work web page sites, you can add tags and relate blog posts using this tag. So that's nice. And at the end, we are ready read about the all the article because article finish. But in the footer we see extra information. Okay, let me see because okay, we already see the aside information that is related articles that maybe if you already read this, please continue read our posts in this section because it's aside extra information. At least we have a footer, and footer maybe includes copyright information and more. So I hope you guys this video will useful. The idea in this mini course about HTML, not all the course in this section, is use real examples about how to use HTML tags using practice, because I don't like just take, okay, we are going to today we are going to talk about a header. So header is used in this context and also is used in another context. I prefer you guys give you a particular example and say, okay, in this case we're using the header tag in a post new article, but in other case we are going to use the header in my blog, in my personal blog, or we are going to use the header in a YouTube clone or something like that. So I think this could be useful, and I don't know. See you guys. Take care.